When they do come into your studio, finally, either for a consultation or to get the procedure done, when they first walk into your studio or your procedure room, like, what are they met with? How did you decorate your studio or your room? How's it decorated? What's it look like? Is it appealing to everyone, the young and the older client? Is it appealing to everyone? I think like an entrepreneur, and I personally want to be appealing to every single client, no matter their age or where they come from or what their hobbies are, what they're into or what they're not into. I want to be appealing to everyone. So a lot of thought went into how I decorated my studio and my procedure room. I think it's important, for me, it's important to stay authentic to who I am. And I've got to like my studio. It's got to be my style. It's got to be something when I walk in, yeah, this is me. This is cool. But it also has to be appealing to other people. Some people don't agree with me and think that their studios or their procedure rooms should be completely genuine and authentic to them and their style. And that's okay too, if that's how you choose to go. But I think let's say like you're super gothic and or into heavy metal, and you like black walls and like bats and like butterflies on insect pens, and you just got this little like a darker way of decorating, this darker kind of look, and you want to do your studio that way. I think that's totally fine. But I wonder if that it's not probably going to be appealing to the conservative person, and it's probably not going to be appealing to the older client. Do you think you can lose clients, Olivia? You guys, do you think you could actually lose clients or turn clients off because of decor like that?
Yeah, I feel like some clients might feel uncomfortable.
I think so too. I agree with you. I think some clients might feel uncomfortable. We had a situation when Amber worked here, and I don't think she would mind me telling this story, but we had a client come in, and she was one of the plastic surgeons that refer Girlz Inc. Center, and she was in the lobby, and she had a consultation with Amber. And Amber was just walking out a client and was walking her to the front desk. I was sitting in the lobby with Amber's next appointment, the consultation that I'm talking about. And I was sitting there chatting with her, and she looked up and she saw Amber. She saw Amber's bright red hair, and Amber's tattooed. And she said to me, "I hope that's not the girl that I'm consulting with." And I said, "Well, why would you say that? Look at her." And I said, the tattoos and the hair, yeah, that's just not my cup of tea. And I said, well, that is the artist you're consulting with. And so it bothered me. I didn't quite know what to say. I excused myself, and I followed Amber back into her room, and I told her what that client said. And I said, and Amber, I said, I'm tattooed as well. I have a piercing in my lip. I'm tattooed. I said, and so that may have happened to me. And without, me knowing, I've never had anybody, verbally say that to me. But who knows? I could have done some consultations and they decided not to book because of my tattoos or because of my piercings. And I asked Amber, how do you want to, handle this? Do you want to just go out and bring her in for a consult and win her over? Or do you want to decline? And she took a second and she said, no, I'm just going to act like you didn't tell me and I'm going to bring her in. I said, okay, I like that. And I said, give me a minute. So I went back in the lobby and I sat with her. And I explained to her, I said, hey, Dr. da sent you here for a really good reason. I said, because he trusts me and he trusts all the artists here. I go, and you're consulting with Amber. She may have red hair, bright red hair and tattoos, but she is really super skilled and talented, and you're going to get amazing work. And by the time you're done your consultation and your procedure, once you've spent time with her, you're going to adore her like everybody else does. And that's all I needed to say. She just warmed right up, and it was fine. But see, her initial judgment, because tattoos and piercing. So, it can happen. So if you're tattooed and pierced, should you cover them up? I don't think so.
No.
Yeah. Really? It's like, I don't think so. I really don't think so. But it is something to consider, right? So because I'm so pierced and tattooed, and I don't want to hide that, I want to be my authentic self. I want artists in my studio. I want my team in my studio to, if they have tattoos, that's fine. If they're pierced, that's fine. If they want red hair, green hair, purple hair, that's fine. We've had it all. I think self-expression like that, makes a human really happy, and it feels good to be able to express yourself, your true self. So that's why I wear scrubs. That's why I like my team in black scrubs. We wear professional attire to balance out the tattoos, the piercings, the colorful hair. So, I think that's a fair compromise. That's how we do it in my studio, and it seems to work. And I haven't really had anybody bitch about having to wear scrubs. So I can tell you, when I first started, like my first 3 years in PMU, I was not with Kat. And I was dressing in jeans, ripped at the knee, a wife beater. and back then I was really into cowboy boots. So I would have like boot bottom, ripped faded jeans with cowboy boots and wife beaters, Hanes wife beaters, because they were like a 6-pack for like $10. And so if you got ink on them, it was like, okay, it was like a $2 tank top or $1.50 back then. But, and I thought I looked really super cool, and yeah, I liked it. I thought I had a great look. And then Kat came into the picture. And once she knew she had me, she mentioned my attire and that, it wasn't very professional. And because I'm all tattooed and pierced and that I should consider wearing scrubs, and I took her advice, and I've been in scrubs ever since. So client experience. Unfortunately, clients, people, humans, we judge. I think all of us from time to time, maybe without even knowing it, judge. We look at people, places, things, and we get these ideas. We judge, and judging is not always a bad thing, but I just think it's human nature. So consider how your studio looks. You want to make sure, I think it's important that it's appealing to all clients. What about the music that you listen to? If you like heavy metal, if you like, rap, heavy rock, that kind of music is not appealing to everybody. A lot of people can't listen to heavy metal or, hard rap or punk music or goth music. It doesn't sound like music to them. It can be painful, especially to the older generation. So you want to make sure that if you do play music, which we do here at the studio, we have music in the lobby. I personally can't tattoo without music, so I make playlists for the studio, the lobby. I make playlists for my procedure room, and I try to make sure all the music on there is nothing too heavy. And there's something for everyone. I put on, some like vintage country. We put on some Elvis. We put on some, dance music, some disco, some rock, the Eagles, lots of different stuff. Even some of the new music, some of some of the Biebs, music. Alanis Morissette. I mean, I just make a nice playlist with some current music out now, all the way back to some songs from the 50s and everything in between. And I just want to make sure that there's something on there for everyone, and there's nothing, even if it's not their forte. Maybe you got a client that doesn't like country, but it's not like offensive to their eardrum. It's not going to be like, painful for them to listen to it. So keep that in mind. Are you going to offer coffee, water, snacks in your lobby to your clients? Something to think about. It is an added expense. When I first opened the studio, I had this vision and this idea of having this great little snack station and water. We brought in a coffee pot with all these coffees and this 3-tier kind of super cool tray. And we put, individually wrapped cookies and all this stuff. I just did all this stuff because it was my first studio. And we had this whole area. And I can tell you, it made a mess. Most people didn't drink the coffee. Most people didn't eat the snacks. And if they did, it was crumbs all over the place. You'd find the wrappers in between the cushions. The snacks would expire before they get all eaten up. So what I have found is really what clients want when they come in: water. Right? Mm-hmm. You sit up in the front lobby a lot, Olivia, don't you think? Just water.
Yeah.
We hardly anybody went for the coffee, tea, or the snack. So although it's a great idea, great intention, and it looks really cool, and it's part of what you think might be a great client experience, right? The client walks into a really decorated, pretty studio with, music they like going. Oh, and there's a snack station. They got coffee and, individually wrapped Pepperidge cookies. But it was a waste. It was a waste of money. So for me anyway, maybe there's some of you that offer all that and it's not. Your clients, drinking gobble it all right up. But here they did not. I find all they really want is water. So we buy small little bottles of water. We have a cute little pink fridge in the lobby, and we keep little mini bottles of water in our lobby. We offer one to everybody that comes in.